The Ravens Flock presents The Black Files, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
Welcome everybody, friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world. Pop a squat, pop open a cold one with all your friends, whether you're a friend or you're a fiend, boy, girl, or in between. It is Wednesday night. It's a couple of hairs past 10 p.m. and you are tuning in to the uncensored, uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. Welcome to this week's brand new episode of The Black Files.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Happy Wednesday night. It is Wednesday, January 25th, just a few days away from ending the first month of 2023. And boy, we're going to get to it tonight, folks. But 2023 is already like, they've got bullets. Like, as far as crazy news goes, as far as crazy current events goes, 2023 has got bullets in the chamber, don't they, Juan?
No, Jose, they don't just got bullets in the chamber. It's wearing Solid Snake's infinite ammo bandana. It's unrelenting. It is unrelenting, and I don't know why. Welcome, folks, to the Black Files. I am your host, Juan Arauz, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock, the tech guru of the team. I'm the guy who makes all these pieces of plastic, metal, and silicone and lightning magic go through all this stuff and make sure that it doesn't catch fire. Angel Mendez will not be joining us tonight, but that doesn't mean that we can't have fun. Of course, you all know the main man himself, the founder of the channel, executive producer, content manager, host of Wrestle Rewind, host of the Ravens Flock, the founder of the channel, the big bald bastard Jose himself, Mr. Jose Casabona.
Jesus, Juan, you're not even trying.
No, I'm trying because you're trying to add on more shit to your... there goes my... See what I mean? This is what happens when I get too heated with you. I'm sorry. There goes my my precision, like, crap missile. It's a Scud missile of crap. Of saying the word...
Hey, Juan, I got a good one to add. A man who wears many hats and many sunglasses.
No, you only got, like... You do have too many sunglasses. You realize that, right? It's a good thing. It's a good thing that we managed to get offload one of them to Steph. Actually, no, you bought her as fresh as a gift. I saw. I was there.
Yes, I know. Out of the kindness of my own heart.
Yeah, out of the kindness of your heart. More out of the kindness of, like, your closet space. You literally only had enough room for 95 sunglasses, and 87 of them were already identical. So you've only got so much closet space left next to your Rated R Superstar championship belt and your shoes.
They're like different. They're like categorized for like different shades of black. Like you know how you look at the color. You know how you look at the color mixer. There's like black code number something 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 and black code number something something something.
Yes, I know. That's what I live with you. You silly angsty bald emo dude. Joseph, do us a favor. Go ahead and take care of the usual plug stuff to start us off.
Absolutely, folks. Much like all our other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/TheRavensFlock and twitch.tv/TheRavensFlock online. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our media content. Leave your questions and comments down below, and we will answer them during the duration that we're live. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, then you can become an inner flocker. For $4.99 a month, you will have exclusive access to many, many amazing perks that comes with being a member. Juan, explain.
Well, first off, I want to say hi to all the folks in the chat. If we've had some inner flockers in the chat, which I know we do, we see them showing off those lovely custom emojis made by yours truly. Speaking of which, I want to say hello to the folks in our YouTube chat. We've got Nikki Bella, Gene Rick, we're rounding out the mod squad along with Shelly Fitzgerald. Let's see here. Thank you all so much. Gene Rick also dropped a $1.99 super chat. Here's to an awesome stream tonight, Ravens Flock. Thank you very much. Your generosity does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. Thank you, Gene Rick. We also got Jen Pearson in the chat, and Emily Morris and Reverie up in this chat. Inner Flockers all around. Thank you all so very much for your continuing support. It means the world to us all. You also get access to Members First and Members Only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description, bam, right over here. Speaking of which, here comes Project Metal Music. Here we go, Project Metal Music. Hey everyone, how's it going, brother? I know you're all over on the other side of the pond, so I know it's like 3 a.m. for you. Holy crap, that level of dedication and that level of support is super appreciated. Like we said, members first and members only content, a special merch discount, and you also get access to us. We're gonna get you guys set up soon in the future with a special way of getting in touch with us directly in order to help shape the future of this channel with your input. Now,
absolutely. All right, so yeah, I don't have any clever segue for this. This is bad.
This is freaking bad. Yeah, no, there's no way to get around this. We can't escape it. We can't avoid it. And truthfully, I wouldn't want to even if we could, because to be perfectly honest, it's just freaking sad. This is just sad and disgusting. It's
also, this content isn't going to make itself, right?
You're right. God dang it. All right, folks. Now, since you guys know, hopefully you know, here on our channel, The Ravens Flock, we cover nerdy news. We cover news in the world of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between. We specialize in anime conventions. We specialize in anime, manga, TV shows, cartoons, movies, pro wrestling, video games. That's our milieu. We cover entertainment. We cover the fun side of entertainment. But on the Black Files, we got to do the not so fun stuff. We got to talk about the seedy underbelly of the stuff going on in the world of nerd culture. And sadly, this past week, actually for the last couple weeks, we've been mired with an astonishing amount of ridiculousness. Now, back in the halcyon days of the far-off year of 2013, 10 years, geesh, holy Lord in heaven, 10 years, the Adult Swim, the animation block of Cartoon Network, was graced with an odd off-color television show, an animated series by the name of Rick and Morty. So we got Vixen in the chat. Hello, and Lisa Boo. Holy cow. We got flockers showing up left, right, and center. Holy cow, folks. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
Now,
yeah, no, Rick and Morty definitely like started off with a bang in 2013. Hell, not long ago. When I downloaded Hulu, I watched the first episode, the pilot, and I forgot how crazy it was.
It was so weird and it was so off-putting for if anyone hasn't been living under a rock for the last 10 years, Rick and Morty is an animated sci-fi adult humor comedy show where we have a mad scientist by the name of Rick Sanchez and his grandson, the skittish and perpetually pubescent Morty Smith. They go on wacky, zany adventures across space and multiple dimensions. They don't do time travel because, as he says, as the character Rick says, I don't respect time travel. If Ant-Man and the Wasp can do it, I'm not interested. Even though Quantum Mania is coming out and it looks like it's going to be banana balls. So, for 10 years, we have had so many different memes, so many wonderful little weird adventures. For instance, we had Pickle Rick, which was the ridiculousness of, oh my god, this guy would rather turn himself into a goddamn pickle than go to family therapy. We've had moments of pure existential dread, like what was happening in this latest season, where, I kid you not, there was a crappy D-list villain called the Pissmaster, who wanted to pick a fight with Rick just because. And Jerry, his bumbling son-in-law, Morty's dad, decides to fight this guy instead. And apparently, and I kid you not, it was so embarrassing that the piss master decided to punch his own clock. He punched his own ticket out, if you get my drift, folks. I'm not going any further than that. And out of guilt, Rick decides to become piss master. Oh my god. It ranges from absolutely hilarious to absolutely horrifying, but always adolescent humor with piss, poop, butt jokes, booby jokes, rank offensiveness because Rick doesn't care about anything or anyone at all. And for a time, it was good.
I will argue and say that one of the other iconic episodes was the Mr. Meeseeks episode. I mean, it became a freaking meme. Mr. Meeseeks!
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! Yeah, that was one of the earlier memetic episodes. Oh my god, it was so ridiculousness.
But Juancho, the success of Rick and Morty isn't without its real life controversy. Like, before we get into the meat of the matter, there was already controversy surrounding the creator of Rick and Morty, Dan Harmon, right?
Well, Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, they are both a pair of weird comedy guys who've had their own off and shady history of how they interact with people. So yeah, let's put it this way. Dan Harmon has had his own sets of accusations and stuff where how could he's said gross things and stuff, and how could he be so offensive, and how could he be so misogynistic and all this. And it was a bunch of crap that he's done or he's been accused of. But Justin Roiland, who is not only one of the co-creators and head writers, but he's also the primary voice actor. He voices both Rick and Morty. It's insane how many different characters Justin Roiland voices. He's had his own creepy, weird accusations and crappy stuff that he's done in the past too. And now it looks like all of that has come to bite him in the ass. Because apparently Justin Roiland wasn't just an off-color, offensive dude saying offensive crap. Apparently he's got a seriously heavy charge on his head, and he's going to have to answer for it soon. Now, I have to type something out, folks, because this is the part of the show where we have to give our obligatory disclaimers over here, so
I agree. Go for it.
Give me a second over here. Okay, let me see. Where are you? Where is you? There is you. No, I had it almost perfect. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right. Here we go, folks. This is our obligatory disclaimer for tonight's episode of The Black Files. This episode of The Black Files, we are going to be discussing issues regarding domestic violence and possible sexual assault and extremely heinous allegations of domestic abuse. We are going to do our best to try to keep those subjects in mind in terms of how we're covering it. We're going to do our best not to make light of it because this is not a laughing matter. We want to laugh. That's why we liked watching Rick and Morty, because it made us laugh. It was adolescent and it was immature, but it was funny. And
how could anyone laugh at whatever this guy did?
No, we can't laugh at whatever this fucking guy did. I can't. All right, but seriously, folks, if there are people in the audience who are sensitive to these sort of topics, if they are, if this gives them bad PTSD or triggers or anything of the sort, we encourage you to tune in another time. But you can't say we're not warning you. We have to cover this stuff with a straight face and head on, because that's the only way to do it. All right. Have I covered our butts enough, Azay? Have I covered our asses?
Yes, I think you've covered our butts enough. let's get straight into it. Watch it do it.
All right, here we go. If you fine folks would be so kind as to turn your attention to this article from The Hollywood Reporter that I shared that was posted yesterday. Damn it, Roiland! Adult Swim cuts ties with Justin Roiland following domestic abuse charges. Rick and Morty is set to continue with Roiland's voice roles to be recast, sources say. Oh my god, Adult Swim has cut ties with Justin Roiland in the wake of news that the Rick and Morty co-creator was charged with felony domestic abuse in Orange County, California. Adult Swim has ended association with Justin Roiland. Adult Swim Senior VP Marie Moore said in a statement Tuesday. Adult Swim distributes Rick and Morty, the hit adult animation comedy that Roiland created, co-created, executive produced, and for which he voiced both the titular Rick and Morty. As the Hollywood reported back on January 17th, Adult Swim isn't even halfway through a massive 70-episode order for the show. One of the brand's most popular titles commissioned by the channel back in 2018. You got to remember, in 2018, the success of Rick and Morty was so gigantic that Adult Swim went to the production company of Rick and Morty, which is called Green Portal Productions, and they said, hey, here's a crap ton of money. We want 70 episodes. We want 70 episodes of Rick and Morty. 70 more episodes. You got 30 episodes, 100 episodes of Rick and Morty. Right now, 100 years, rickandmorty.com. www.rickandmortyadventures, www.rickandmorty.com. Like,
that's insane.
Do you have any idea how much moolah that is? Do you have any idea how much money it takes to make that kind of arc? I'll tell you how much. A lot. Too much. It's insane. I'll continue here. Sources say Rick and Morty is set to continue with Roiland's voice roles to be recast. Though Roiland will always be credited as co-creator, fellow co-creator Dan Harmon will now be the lone showrunner. The show is locked in through season 10. Roiland still has several projects ongoing with Hulu, including as the co-creator of the streamers Solar Opposites, on which he's a main voice actor. The show has renewed for a 5th season in October. On the platforms Koala Man, which premiered January 9th, Roiland does voice work and also an executive producer. Roiland also had an overall deal with 20th Century Animation, which produces Solar Opposites and Koala Man. The Hollywood Reporters reached out to Hulu and 20th Century Television Entertainment Animation for comment. On January 12th, NBC News was the first to report that Roiland was charged with 1 count of domestic battery with corporal injury and 1 count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, or deceit in Orange County, based on an alleged 2020 incident with an unnamed Jane Doe that Roiland was dating. Roiland has pled not guilty, and in 2020 was released on a $50,000 bond. Several pretrial hearings have already occurred, and Roiland is set to expect to return to court on April 17th. In a statement earlier this month, Roiland's attorney, T. Edward Welburn, said the media coverage of the case has been inaccurate. Welburn added, to be clear, not only is Justin innocent, but we also have every expectation that this matter is on course to be dismissed on the district attorney's office once the district attorney's office has completed its methodical review of the evidence. Now, this is a serious charge when it comes to what's going on in terms of domestic violence and false imprisonment. Do you know what that basically means, Jose?
What does it mean?
Okay, it basically means I am going to keep you here against your will. You are not allowed to leave. If you leave, I will you. That's pretty much what that means. As a matter of fact, I went ahead and opened up the original link from that January 12th article for folks saying over here, okay, Gene, I know what you said over there, but for some reason my brain went to adolescent humor mode. But I know what you said. On the chat, everyone's saying, Shelly was saying, how can they replace the voice without anyone noticing? You'll be surprised how good some voice actors are. It's mind-boggling. I wish I had a computer instead of just this iPad. I know. I've got a tablet over here that runs PP. Let's see. I'm interested to find out other opinions on the matter. And Gene was also saying the thing that I was like, in immature mode. Andy PP says someone should not be canceled without due process, and I agree. And Shelly agrees as well. We know what that means. It's Andy, our bro, Andy Signer from Popcorn Planet. But my brain went, Andy Pee. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find whatever bright spots I can because this is messed up. Okay, I don't want to believe that this guy has done was true or that it was real. But if there's sufficient evidence and if he's convicted,
then what else is there to say? Other than he's guilty.
No, right. If he's convicted, then we can say that he's guilty. Right now, he's charged and he's being accused, and he's going to court for this. And in the meantime, he's being removed from Adult Swim. He's been removed from Rick and Morty. I actually want to see if there's any other details in the January 12th article, which I did also share.
Right ahead. Even though the man hasn't been convicted and he's only been charged, the fact that he's involved in this, like, at all, as the perpetrator, as the charged perpetrator, as the alleged perpetrator, that's still just like you can't help but feel at the very least disappointed.
Exactly. Like, okay, I can understand having a crappy relationship. I can understand people getting heated in crappy relationships. I can understand people getting in the heat of passion and getting into their own freaking heads and losing their minds when being angry with a romantic partner or with a roommate or with a family member or with someone that's visiting, a house guest or whatever. I can understand having arguments, having debates, or having a shouting fest. How many freaking times have you and I nearly come to blows? How many times have we actually come to blows as a? We come to blows more times than we have than I would like to admit. It's sad, but unfortunately, human nature. We're not telepaths. We're not teleempaths. We can't read each other's minds or read each other's feelings, because if we could, I'm pretty sure the world would be a little bit better place to live. That way we could understand each other a little more. But unfortunately, we don't have that kind of ability. So we have to deal with misunderstandings. We have to deal with misinterpretation. We have to deal with anger and frustration, because communication can suck sometimes. Like, I can say with a straight face, that is a great idea, Jose. Like, you're looking at me in the cam, right? That is a great idea, Jose. Now, if you weren't looking, that is a great idea, Jose. They both sound like I'm being sincere, right? But the second one, you can tell I'm being sarcastic, right? Right. So, sarcasm, communication, nuance, that shit's going to happen. There I go. That crap's going to happen. It sucks. So, for it to go this far, it's ow. God dang it. I'm going to show the January 12th article over here, also from Hollywood Reporter. I'm trying to keep source streamlined, even though I have other articles, because it does expand out. Okay, that one shirt of his, Occupy Mars, ha. Okay, Justin Roiland, the co-creator of Rick and Morty, is facing domestic violence charges. Yep, Orange County. According to the May 2020 felony complaint, which the Hollywood Reporter has obtained, Roiland has been charged with 1 count of domestic battery with corporal injury and 1 count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, or deceit. The complaint alleges that Roiland, quote, did willfully and unlawfully inflict corporal injury resulting in a traumatic condition upon a Jane Doe, quote, who was in a dating relationship with the defendant, unquote. Basically, that's lawyer speak for smacked someone or touched someone inappropriately or physically harmed someone. Okay? I'm not minimizing the actual issue. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to reduce it down to human, non-lawyer speak. Because a lot of the times, lawyer speak can make stuff sound bigger and worse than it is sometimes.
You're translating it in a way for the general audience to understand.
Even though it's understandable, I'm translating it down from regular general audience to a 5th grader can understand it. Or a 4th grader. Tales of a 4th grade nothing. The complaint further alleges that Roiland, quote, did unlawfully violate the personal liberty of Jane Doe by violence, menace, fraud, and deceit. NBC News was the first to report the news. All right, so Roiland pled not guilty. Yep. Let me see here. Okay, here's more from the quote of Roiland's attorney, T. Edward Wellborn. Can I just have one minor aside? What the hell is up with lawyers beginning people beginning their names with their first name initialized? T. Edward Wellborn. I am E.P. Arnold Royalton Esquire, president of CEO of Royalton Industries.
I have no idea.
That sort of oldie-timey naming nomenclature style, it feels so weird to me. But I guess it's like official. I don't know. Let's see here. All right, so that's just a tick in the head. I'm like, if I don't say something, it's gonna nag on me for the rest of the show. All right, so it's hard to. It said, quote, "It is hard to overstate how inaccurate the recent media coverage of the situation has been. To be clear, not only is Justin innocent, but we also have every expectation that this matter is on course to be dismissed once the district attorney's office has completed its methodical review of the evidence. We look forward to clearing Justin's name and helping him move forward as swiftly as possible." When reached Thursday, Adult Swim, which distributes Rick and Morty, had no comment. So, January 12th. That was last... No, not even last Thursday. It was the Thursday before last. It was crazy. Yeah, and we would have covered that last week, but these developments were nuts. We would have just been right back here this week anyway. So it's good that we waited when we did. All right, so let's see. No comment. Okay, NBC News has reported that, quote, "A protective order filed in October 2020 and documented in the court minutes said Roiland is not to harass, threaten, or surveil the person named in the protective order," unquote. The news outlet also reported that during Thursday's pretrial hearing, Roiland's attorney stated that the show creator had been presented with a plea offer. No other details of the plea offer were immediately available. In addition to his work as a co-creator, yada yada, okay, all this stuff. He was also executive produced and acted the Rick and Morty spinoff, The Vindicators. You mean The Vindicators was a real stupid thing? That Vindicators episode, that was real? They did a thing with it? Don't tell me they actually did a thing with the Vindicators. No, they did a thing with the Vindicators. Okay, let me see here. Good grief. Oh, God. Okay. Let me see here. Come on. Nope. Yeah, no. It looks like it was just a... Was it just a one-shot? Was it just one episode? I don't get it. Good God almighty. Okay, so... let me see here. Yeah, no. Sorry, guys. I promise I'm not trying to... Oh, I get it. The original thing was was supposed to show the Vindicators 2 episodes. Like it was a 10-episode miniseries of Vindicators 2. You remember that crap? Where it was that they had Vindicators 1 and then they jumped over to 3.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, apparently this was meant to be the Vindicators 2 that they weren't a part of. So, haha, take that. Let me see here. Yeah. It's dumb. It's crazy. Okay, I would have been fine with seeing it, but now I can't even... And it came out last year, apparently. This just goes to show you how little... stuff is going on. Perhaps trying to make their last name a brand. Your reverie. You're referring to the attorney. Sorry, T. Edward Wellborn. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Maybe he is. Maybe that is part of his brand. I don't know.
Oh, you sound ridiculous saying it like that.
Attorney T. Edward Wellborn, the nation's trial lawyers top 100. Okay.
Hoity-toity.
Okay. No. So even in what do you call it? No, yeah, he's a partner at Corrigan, Wellborn and Stoke, a professional law corporation. Yeah, and it's like it's crazy because it doesn't seem like the type to be a T. Edward Wellborn, but I guess whoever does. Okay. Well, I guess with him being a partner, I guess it's okay. Okay, I'm getting too into my own head about the guy's name. I'm not gonna crap on the guy.
Yeah, you are. Jeez, man, I've never.
I know. I can't help it. Okay, I'm trying to distract myself from the horror of this because what if his crap is true?
Doesn't matter. We must talk about it.
I know, this sucks.
Yes, it does.
Oh, my lord. Okay, you know what? I actually want to let you talk for a moment because I've got to do a thing. Give me just a second.
All right, folks. So while Juan's in the middle of doing a thing, yes, if you have any questions in regards to the subject, leave your questions down there on the live chat, and we'll be sure to answer as many as we can. I can't guarantee that we'll get to all of it. So let's see here. Yeah, this is not good. This is really not good at all. I just, it's like I'm trying really hard. I'm trying really hard not to immediately cast the first stone, but he's charged. He's only charged. So let me take a look at the article here from the Hollywood Reporter. Or are we past that? We're not past it, right? No, I don't think. No. All right, so let me go ahead and read off the article. So the headline reads here, yeah, Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland facing domestic violence charges. Published by Katie Kilkenny on January 12th. Let's see. Yep. The show producer and star has been charged with 1 count of domestic battery with corporal injury and 1 count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, or deceit. You know, folks, it's important to remember that even though as of right now, Justin Roiland has been charged, but he has not been convicted. These stories of domestic abuse, domestic violence, should not be taken so lightly. That's another thing to consider. Like any story involving any type of domestic violence within family, within married couples, or anything like that, it should be taken, like, even if it's accusations, like, they should not be taken very lightly by any means. I think it's important that we remember that when we get deeper into the story, folks. No, you're fine. I'm going to continue on with this article here. So yeah, Justin Roiland. Yep.
Yeah, this is the same article that I was just talking about. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to do a thingy, and it's okay. All right, we can continue.
No, you're fine, Moncho. I was just reminding the audience that, like, and we've talked about this several times, just a reminder that right now, even though Justin Roiland is only charged, he's not convicted, it's important to know, like, it's important that we don't take these types of stories lightly. Like any story of domestic violence, any story of domestic abuse, even if it's an accusation, it shouldn't be taken lightly.
Yeah, no, we have to, as screwed up as all this is, we must defer to the justice system, which states that we must maintain innocence until proven guilty in a court of law by a jury of our peers. So we have to. So as screwed up as all of this is, as absolutely muffed up as this situation is, and as much as everyone wants to jump on the hate train, and people have had plenty of crap to hate Justin Roiland about over the years for being an off-color, offensive a-hole guy, you have to keep the issue itself isolated to what the issue itself is. Okay, no, Ricky Berwick, no, come on, man. Don't do that. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, no, that was screwed up. Okay, just disbanding. Okay, yeah, no, the folks online have been reacting pretty badly, pretty messed up withly. What do you call it? One person was saying, okay. And this is where the online accusations are starting to pile on in. Let me see here. Yeah. Oh dear, Justin Roiland turned out to be a nonce. There's a sticker. Justin Roiland domestic abuse charges. Takes the sticker off. Messages of him G'ing a 16-year-old girl. Like, ow.
Wow.
Like, okay, that's stuff. Like, that's stuff that that people are accusing him of. where there's stuff out here where we have this like what would you okay they do they have the girl's name face blanked out? Okay, why do you do video game reviews and stuff like that? I bet you do good. Yeah, just playing games and shit. Then once you turn 18, just start cam whoring. Like, wow. Why are you such jailbait? What's wrong with you in that regard? You should grow older, you dumb bitch. Is it cool being a jailbait? Does the FBI know you follow you around, arresting all the men you sleep with? Maybe I will. Maybe I want to meet you in real life, jailbait, so I can't help you not be a homo. So I can help you not being a homo. I'm Atlanta drunk. I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. The source of this stuff is nebulous at best. Not because I don't want to believe this. It's just, yeah. I can't put much stock in this, namely because there's a lot of folks who aren't putting much stock in this, and I'm sorry, but there's one person whose primary source is WeGotThisCovered.com. No.
Oh, I hate that website.
Sorry, but those guys are freaking doofuses. Okay, I'm not saying that this is... I'm not saying that this is impossible. It's probable, but I find the likelihood of this to be... let's see. And also, the Joseph Santos made it into the chat. Hello, the Joseph Santos. How's it going, my man? He's saying...
thank you for joining us.
Corporal abuse means the injury requires serious medical response, meaning it was bad enough that whoever was harmed, whoever this Jane Doe is, needed medical attention. Gene, on the other hand, they don't charge without proof. So there had to have been documentation. There had to have been some form of... oh, by the way, you guys like this little leather bracelet? K-Storm got it for me a while ago. Looks cool.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you.
All right. Let me see here. Are those real? Oh, the screenshots. I can't tell. I honestly can't tell. That's the first time I'm seeing them, and I'm usually really good at spotting fakes. Oh, and Shelley, the trial that he's going for is for the charge of domestic abuse and the false imprisonment with what do you call it? With by menace, fraud, violence, or deceit, and corporal injury and domestic battery. That's what he's being charged with. I don't know. It's maddening. Now, the first article that we shared from Hollywood Reporter said that he was still on the band with his Hulu programs, Solar Opposites and Koala Man. Until today. Yeah, the hits just keep on coming. Justin Roiland dropped from Hulu's Solar Opposites and Koala Man 20th television animation, has severed ties with the Rick and Morty co-creator following the domestic abuse charge. Yeah. So, hang on.
Ooh.
No, I don't want to see your advertisement. Okay, Rick and Morty Solar Opposites co-creator Justin Roiland has been dropped from the latter series following revelations of a domestic violence charge against him. Hulu, which airs Solar Opposites, is also removing Roiland from its recently debuting series Koala Man, where he's the executive producer and voice actor. 20th television animation, where Roiland had an overall deal and which produces both series, has also cut ties. We have ended our association with Justin Roiland, they said in a thing. Yeah. The decision comes from the two Disney units comes a day after Adult Swim cuts their ties with Justin Roiland. Yeah, so this wasn't just a death knell move on him. This was them responding to the announcement from Rick and Morty as producers at Adult Swim. And
well, of course.
And yeah, folks, you guys can tell Adult Swim has ended its association with Justin Roiland. Rick and Morty will continue. The talented and dedicated crew are hard at work on season 7. And little flocker fact. So, yes.
Oh my god. Yeah, go on.
If you guys take a look at our scrolling Chiron down here, that I don't know how to align my fingers. Here we go. Yeah, that is the same font as that. We did that on purpose. We did that as a little subliminal trick. We did that because we know that some of our viewers also watch Adult Swim sometimes. So that little bit of familiarity of, oh, hey, this font clicks. Oh, hey, Adult Swim. Oh, hey, the Ravens flock uses this font too. Oh, hey, maybe these guys are cool. And they're a little off color, but they're entertaining. That's some marketing for you. And yes, that's a little flock secret for you. But you didn't hear it from me.
Shh, just don't give away too many of our secrets.
Jose's in the other room! He's not remote at all! That's all our secrets as well!
Dang it, Juan, you're just as bad as Angel dropping F-bombs.
Listen, if I'm gonna break kayfabe, the least I could do is make it entertaining. I'm breaking the fourth wall on all of us here tonight.
You're grasping at straws to find some sort of levity in this situation.
I am. I'm so sorry. I'm trying so hard. I don't want to believe this crap is true, but it looks horrible, man. It looks absolutely terrible. Oh, my God in heaven. Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah, so you're right, Shelly. He has not been tried yet. He's been charged with the crime, and he has his trial set in April. So we'll have to wait until April. Why is it always in April? Okay. Why is it always okay? So he is no longer part of Rick and Morty. He's no longer a part of Solar Opposites or Koala Man. He's removed from the 3 shows that he executive produces, one of which he co-created, and all of which he voice acted in.
Yep.
Yeah. Holy Lord. Joseph, shall we get our Willie Mays on?
Yeah, let's get our Willie Mays on. Oh.
All right.
But wait.
Wait. There's more.
More. Oh, Willie Mays, not Willie Mays.
Damn it all to hell. Green Portal.
Don't drop a swear, Juan.
God damn it. In heaven. Let me see here. Actually, I want to try to do a thing. Yes, I'm trying to... Okay, sorry, I'm doing another thing. Okay, so... Now,
you're fine.
Here's what's up. Green Portal Productions, which is the... like I said, it's the producer company behind Rick and Morty. They also branched out into other forms of entertainment, namely video games. Also, Jen Pearson is asking, hi there, Jen. I think this is you just popping in. No, you've been in the chat. Hello, thank you. Sorry. Are y'all going to follow the trial? We should, shouldn't we?
We should. We're talking about it right now. So, yes, we are going to follow the trial.
That's going to be fun.
I was going to comment earlier on what you said. Like, yes, even though the trial hasn't happened yet, as of right now, things are uncertain with Justin Roiland. It's no surprise to me that, Adult Swim and all the other guys who worked with Justin Roiland, they're pulling out because they're trying to cover their own butts.
Yeah, it's true. They're literally just covering their own asses at this point. Let me see here. Now, as I was trying to say, Green Portal Productions also branched out to another form of entertainment, video games, of which they created a video game company called Squanch Games. As in, yes,
because of course they did.
As in, yes, the video game High on Life, which had Justin Roiland voicing an animated gun that you play as like this weird, zany Rick and Morty style looking cartoony, fourth wall breaking video game that was. People have mid stuff. People have opinions on it, but that's okay. So Squanch Games, right? Gone.
Right.
He's gone from that too. According from this article from GameSpot, thank you, Jose. Justin Roiland resigns from Squanch Games amid the domestic violence allegations. The studio revealed a separation soon after Adult Swim's separation. Reported by Jason Finelli. Okay, Squanch Games has announced the resignation of co-founder Justin Roiland after domestic violence charges against Rick and Morty co-creator were revealed last week. The studio announced Roiland's departure from the company in a tweeted statement, which confirmed that Roiland submitted his resignation on January 16th. 4 days earlier, on January 12th, he was charged in Orange County, California on felony domestic violence charges, as reported by NBC News. And here's the tweet from Squanch Games. On January 16th, 2023, Squanch Games received Justin Roiland's resignation. The passionate team at Squanch Games will keep developing games we know our fans will love while continuing to support and improve High on Life. Signed, Squanch Games. Okay, so Squanch's statement also confirms that the studio will continue on without Roiland, saying the passionate team, will continue its recent release High on Life, specifically mentioned. Squanch Games announcement comes after hours after Adult Swim, which airs Rick and Morty inside a 70-episode order in 2018, announced it has ended his association with Justin Roiland. Like Squanch, Adult Swim also confirmed that Rick and Morty will continue the talented team and dedicated crew hard at work on Season 7. Yep, Roiland not guilty. The products discussed here were independently chosen by our editors. GameSpot may get a share of revenue. Okay, I don't care about that. Okay, I thought that was the thing. Okay, yeah, April 27th. Save the date, folks! Holy crap, I can't believe I'm doing a save the date on a trial like this, man. Was this how Andy felt? No, he probably felt a little more like, no, this is bull crap. What happened with Johnny is absolutely, it can't, but like, I don't think it's that cut and dry with Justin Roiland, though. Okay,
Yeah,
he's had a history of being a creepy asshole, but come on.
Right. Like, I guess it's like, here's the thing. I think this whole situation is it's pretty difficult to look at, because you can easily say that Justin Roiland it may not be guilty in this because more needs to come out. But when you, like you said, Juancho, Justin Roiland has a reputation. Like, can you really blame the naysayers for immediately turning off on Justin Roiland the moment this news breaks?
No, I don't blame them. It feels like they're just looking for an excuse to try to continue hating on the guy and not liking him and being ironic about, like, oh, well, Rick and Morty isn't that funny. It's not that cool. Look at this guy. He's a creep. Like, that's not outside the realm of possibility. Good grief. It's literally like, with this stuff floating around for over the years of people crapping on Justin Roiland. Oh, see what I mean? Like, the Twitter mob is all over the joint. The Twitter mob is all over the joint. You see what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, I've turned myself into a sex offender, Morty, with Pickle Rick on there. The only way Justin Roiland can get out of this one is the vat of acid. If you remember the stupidity of the vat of acid, I
remember the stupidity of the vat of acid.
Okay. For folks who may not get the joke, the vat of acid is like this one gag that was on Rick and Morty where Rick set up a fake vat of acid where he would throw himself in order to, like, oh no, there's no way for me to escape. I'm gonna have to take my own life on this. Blah. Where he would have two things: an oxygen tank in the fake vat of acid, and a little release hatch with fake human bones that float up. Like, oh my god, he was dissolved instantly. It's like, good grief. Rick and Morty, 100 years forever and ever. Rick and Morty canceling for... See what I mean? Like, this crap over here. Even when Justin Roiland gets canceled for messaging minors, Rick and Morty, 100 seasons. I never understood this line until now. Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, this is... At this point, I'm just indifferent to the Twitter mob, because of course they're going to go ahead and immediately attack Justin Roiland and come out with these crazy memes. Like, oh yeah, it's not surprising.
It gets dumber. The mob is, the rabbling is, it knows no bounds. Get this one, between losing both Justin Roiland and Andrew Tate, it's been a sad month for white men with no personality. My heart goes out to their drywall. Ugh. Doesn't even begin to describe it. Ugh. For crap's sake, it doesn't even begin to describe it. Jeez. Okay, for real though. For real. Okay, number one, Andrew Tate actively goes out of his way to be a misogynistic piece of crap. Like, that's his whole brand. I don't think that's the same thing as what's going on with Justin Roiland, who's been an off-color asshole and deciding to and coming out with this charge against him. And the whole thing of only white men with no personality like Rick and Morty and like Andrew Tate. I'm like, did we become white, Jose? Did we become white guys?
I think we, as a society, collectively, we have become white guys.
Yeah, good God, of course. God Almighty. I just. Oh God Almighty! I'm trying to process this. Okay. So, I'm gonna go solo for a minute, Jose. I'm muting you because I hate you. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. It's not because I hate Jose. All right, look. I honestly don't know how to feel about this, because on the one hand, yeah, this is an unbelievable mess, and clearly, whatever this guy has done, however the depth of it goes, he has to answer for the depth of it. Right, guys? Right, folks? Like, he's got to face his day in court. He's got to have his day in court. On the other hand, you have doofuses here in the Twitter mob. You have people who are just aching, begging, pleading for a chance to, like, crap on him, and by association, people who enjoy his content or enjoy the content of Rick and Morty just to be assholes themselves. That doesn't make you cooler. That doesn't make you smarter. That doesn't make you better than Justin Roiland. If it all turns out to be that he was not guilty, or what do you call it? If it turns out that he's that while he may be creepy and he may be a jerk, he might not be guilty of what he's been charged with. Oh. Please excuse me, I've had a long day. Sorry about that. Anyway, folks, like, I know it's probably not very conducive intellectually to try to source the Twitter mob and doofus people clearly trying to be doofuses. But but also, like, sadly, this stuff is also the craziest thing about the Twitter mob, is that there can be kernels of truth in what's going on in there. Oh, haha, stupid people over here. I'm trying to actually find out exactly what to do next with this story, because I'm trying like crazy to connect connect the two situations together, connect my absolute abject horror of the charge, and like there is a lot of accusations and stuff against the guy over the years, but there wasn't any actual charge against him. He wasn't actually trying to it's not as if he was charged with, oh, he's being a creepy groomer, but at the same time, it's maddening how much of that has been on here over the years, and I'm trying to parse it together, because I also believe that you must be on trial, you must have your day in court, and you must have innocence until proven guilty. As much as I dislike mofos like this, Okay. For real. I'm literally just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this in my brain. Oh, really? Really, people? Really? Yeah, I know. I'm back on the Twitter mob. Justin Roiland's self-insert character, the King Jellybean. I don't know, Jose, if you remember the King Jellybean that tried to harassed and assaulted Morty in that stall in that Fantasyland adventure that they had.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That character's actually who Justin Roiland truly is. I'm like, piss off with that. Okay, yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, no, listen. Look, idiot Twitter users will always be idiot Twitter users. That will never change. That will always be the same. And you obviously those are the type of people that you want to push away and just ignore because they're not contributing anything at all. The only thing they're contributing is their own self-gratification.
No, for real. It's maddening here how these people are going to jump on this. And even underneath it, one of the comments like, wait, what? Justin Roiland likes minors? I've only been up to the part where he imprisoned someone. I didn't know they were a minor. Like, no, the domestic abuse and violence stuff was a different situation. But apparently he's been DMing minors on Twitter in like 2015 and saying stuff so wild that it's almost no way it could be fake. Like, has anyone considered the opposite end of that spectrum? That perhaps it was faked. Perhaps. I don't know. I have to say, okay, this could very easily be true, and it is messed up if it is true. And I will swear off all Rick and Morty for the rest of my life if it turned out to be true, and if he has turned out to be guilty on this stuff. And I will swear this guy off to the end of my days because I don't deal with assholes like that. All right, I have driven a stake in the heart of any sort of finding any sort of humanity on I think we're well enough into the show I can swear a little now into motherfuckers like Gregory James Jackson, aka Onision. Everyone,
or Autistic Tiger.
Yeah, or Autistic Tiger. No, the parents of Autistic Tiger.
The parents of Autistic Tiger.
Yeah, last year we dealt with one a-hole who uses his child, calls him Autistic Tiger. You can guess why, because his child's on the spectrum, and uses that as a marketing gimmick for this child to do drawings on at conventions. And the guy's a creep. The guy is an a-hole. He's harmful to the kid. The mother is just like
the mother is just as bad. She's an
enabler of all that. She's like beaten down mentally. Now
both those two can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, Juan.
Yeah, no, and like we also have the issue of the situation of death of the author, right? For those who may or may not know, death of the author is not a literal term. We still talk about the dude from Rick and Morty. Yeah, that's all we were talking about today over here. Actually, no, Joseph Santos, this case, he says it's been dismissed 10 times. I find out someone's still trying to prosecute. Is the evidence there or not? I thought this was all just the one charge from what's been coming up now.
See, I didn't know that, and that brings up a very interesting dynamic to the whole story. The case that's been dismissed 10 times.
Has it?
10 times. Well,
because this is the first I'm hearing of this case.
Yeah, we'll have to do a little more digging in that. But as far as Justin Roiland goes, whether he's guilty or not is to be determined. But honestly, like, speaking from a business standpoint, from the guys from Adult Swim, from the guys working at the Squanch Games, like, I know you're probably going to disagree with me, Juancho. I think they were in the right to try to cut their ties with him, because whether no matter how this turns out, if you are keeping a guy like Justin Roiland who's carrying a lot of baggage with him, then you're not sending a right message to the rest of the staff that's working with you in your company.
Okay. So, okay. So should Warner Brothers Discovery be cutting their ties with J.K. Rowling then?
Yes.
Should they? But are they? No, they're not. Should AEW be cutting their ties with people like Chris Jericho for having a very public COVID-19 anti-vax stuff on his personal stuff? Should they? Should we not be listening to his music in Fozzy, or should we continue listening to that stuff and supporting that music?
Hang on a minute. First of all, no, Joseph Santos. Rowling is not facing criminal charges. We're bringing Juan brought her up as a point of reference.
I'm bringing this up as a point of reference because the Twitter mob likes to cancel people, but the key difference on all this is, as much as I despise J.K. Rowling's taste on how transgender people should be treated and how she's got problematic stuff in her writing, as it turns out, and as much as I absolutely detest and do not respect Chris Jericho anymore, I used to love the guy. I used to love him. I met him a couple of times. He was a nice guy. But the fact that he's got that much brain rot that he's literally actively funded the re-election campaign of Donald Trump for his 2020 campaign, and his wife took a selfie at Congress, at the steps of Congress during the January 6th insurrection riot. There's people who still gonna like him. Because as screwed up as that is, as screwed up as the stuff that he's said and done is, as screwed up that what J.K. Rowling has said and done is, they haven't been charged with a crime. There is no active charge. They haven't been arrested. They haven't been placed on bail. They're not facing a criminal trial of any kind.
Well, yeah, I think that's the main. I think that's the main factor right there, Juancho, right there, and that's what separates them from Justin Roiland. Justin Roiland is charged with a crime.
So
all Chris Jericho is the only thing Chris Jericho is doing is just he's being incredibly ignorant and bigoted with his point of view,
along with J.K. Rowling. Okay, then let me ask you this, Joseph. I hope you're watching.
I am watching.
Johnny Depp was accused of domestic battery by his former wife Amber Heard. Should Warner Media Discovery, should Warner Brothers have removed him and cut ties with him? Should Disney have removed him and cut ties with him? He wasn't criminally charged, but he was accused. And Joseph Santos, I was actually talking to Jose when I was pointing up here.
Me, Jose, not you, Jose Santos. You're fine,
Joseph.
Dude. You are fine. You good, homie. Don't worry about it.
So,
Okay. So back to your.
He was
question.
accused.
So, yes, he was accused, but he was never charged. He was never convicted.
He was never charged in a criminal trial.
He was never charged in a criminal trial, and he was definitely never convicted.
He was never convicted either. But Warner Media Discovery and Disney cut ties with him regardless. They killed Grindelwald. They killed Captain Jack Sparrow. And he never had a day in court over it. And it was only until years later when he could actually take a lawsuit against Amber Heard in a civil suit after their divorce had already been done. That's when he was finally vindicated. Only last year. Now, am I splitting hairs? Maybe. I'm not sure. But in that regard, Johnny Depp was definitely not treated fairly. Should that treatment not be extended to Justin Roiland? He's been charged, though. And he was accused, and he's criminally charged. So which one should it be? Gene Rick is saying, hell no, Juancho. You're right. Perhaps he shouldn't. Or perhaps he should, because we also have to maintain innocence on here as well. Maybe Justin Roiland removed himself, or he's resigning from all these these productions knowingly, and maybe he's doing so in order to try to protect the brand, right? Maybe he was trying to protect the sanctity of Rick and Morty with all the poo-poo butt jokes and I got a doo-doo in my butt. I don't know what, like all the pickle Rick jokes.
You know
and
what
all
I
the
think
memes.
it is?
Maybe.
I get what you're saying. I think what it is that it's and I've seen this happen many times with different businesses and different elements.
We were covering this.
I know. This feels like a business PR like knee-jerk reaction the moment they hear some shit. Now I swore. There,
it's okay.
Great, I did it. The moment they hear shit going off the rails, that this person did this person did that, like they basically take measures to cover their own asses,
or at least cover the asses of their enterprises.
Or at least cover the asses of their enterprises. Yes, correct. Now, and I know what you're saying. That Justin Roy, I know the argument that you're getting at, but I think it's idealistic because here's the thing: you can easily say that, but for people like Chris Jericho, who once again, I want to say for the record, has come out to be an ignorant bigot since the beginning of 2020. People like him who have not been accused or charged or convicted, and who are still popular with the fans, with the people, they have a little bit more. They'll have a little bit more leeway, as opposed to guys like Justin Roiland, because of their status, because they haven't been linked to anything that could not only tarnish their reputation but also tarnish a company's reputation on a large scale.
All right, that makes perfect sense over here. The Joseph Santos is saying, I'm of the opinion that employment should at most be suspended pending a verdict. Terminations for accusations are harsh, but they are allowed. Keep in mind that juries are sometimes wrong to acquit. And Shelley even says that's a good point, V. Yeah, suspend without pay maybe, or suspend pending the trial kind of thing.
That's
reduce salary kind of thing.
I'm glad they said it, because that was actually something else that I was going to say. Like, but from the company standpoint, still firing the guy and cutting ties with him like immediately, like this early on, seems a bit too much. Could there have been another way to, keep them employed, but at the same time also, you want to send a message to the rest of the staff, but like there is another way of doing it rather than just outright firing them this early.
Right, exactly. So as far as that goes, we've got to give the benefit of the doubt, even if we don't like the person, even if we're not agreeing with the guy. And I'm gonna make my actual stance here. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion on this. My opinion, It's not just an obligatory disclaimer. This is my obligatory opinion disclaimer here, folks. So promise I'm not trying to be anything other than that. So this is my obligatory opinion disclaimer. I am personally of the opinion that I believe I can... Oh, sorry. Let me take down my opinion over here, because Gene Rick is actually here saying apologies are referring to Johnny. This is a different case. Children look up to both and I'm at a loss. I say we have to do some homework, but charge and accuse is different from accusations. And yeah, okay. So like you make a good point here, Gene.
That's a good point, Gene.
Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and finish my obligatory opinion disclaimer.
Go for it, Juancho.
I, Juan Arauz, am of the opinion that at this moment, if this the details of the trial will present the type of character that Justin Roiland actually has. The screenshots that people like to circulate on Twitter is one thing, and that's screwed up, but those can be faked. They may very well be real, and I don't know. I'm telling that 100%. I honestly don't know. I can't put any stock in it myself. But I'm also of the opinion that I think I should be allowed to continue enjoying Rick and Morty, despite Justin Roiland's initial involvement in it. He's no longer involved in it, though. So I should be allowed to continue enjoying Rick and Morty without being ostracized. That being said, this is a heinous charge. And this kind of charge doesn't come lightly. If this charge goes through with a conviction, I'll be horrified, I'll be disappointed, and I'm likely never going to want to watch Rick and Morty again because it's not going to do anything but remind me of what kind of a dickhead Justin Roiland is. Because if he's actually been charged, then good Lord, what the hell, man. However, if this charge goes in and it turns out that he's acquitted, we have to uphold that as well. As a consensus, as an actual general public. If we don't like the person, you cannot like the person, but at the same time, you can't jail a person on the charge of being an unlikable asshole. I would love to see Gregory Jackson Onision punished by a court of law for the myriad accusations that have been on him over the years. But sadly, even with the stuff that he's been charged with or that he's been accused of, including letting, I kid you not, folks, letting his at-time 2-year-old infant daughter climb out the window and land on the driveway, and him not realizing what's happening until he hears her knocking on the garage door while he's furiously splurging on himself online. And his first response isn't to call 911, it's to film his daughter hurt on the driveway and then call for 911 because he must cover his ass. And that's disgusting, and that's absolutely horrendous, and that kind of motherfucker should never be allowed to procreate and has no right to call himself a father. He's no father as far as I'm concerned. Unfortunately, no fucking criminal charge has ever been filed on him. CPS has not gone anywhere near Onision, much to my disappointment, because that's fucking chargeable and jailable shit. But that's beside the point. He hasn't been charged, and no one's going to put charges against him, and that's freaking disappointing. And as far as Justin Roiland goes, this is a heinous charge. He hurt someone, according to this allegation. He hurt someone who required medical attention, and he kept them against their will. And that's inexcusable. And if these charges are proven true in this trial in April, then I'll have no respect for him anymore.
Right.
Sadly, there's nothing for it for now until the actual trial goes on, because that's when the cards are down on the table. That's when the proof comes in the pudding. That's when we're going to get all the secrets revealed, whatever. That's where we're going to actually have the evidence, and whether or not it holds up to snuff will be up to the jury. We'll have our opinions, and we're going to have to roll with it from there. Yeah, Against Your Will is terrifying, Shelley. And the Joseph Santos, my apologies for earlier. I've been reading about other incidents in the news, and I mixed up some details. Roiland's case was not refiled. I agree that if he is acquitted, we should not seek evidence for events that are not proven. This is how the system's integrity is preserved. We all need the system to work this way. Yeah. You're right, Santos.
No. Yeah, you're right. And Juancho, I actually want to go back to the earlier point that you were saying, and you know what? You make a good point. Until there's a final verdict, until we know for certain that Justin Roiland is absolutely guilty and that he did this, that he really screwed the pooch, then yeah, no, it should not stop you from enjoying Rick and Morty. I mean, hell, you can borrow my freaking Hulu account and binge watch the entire series for all I care.
Right, exactly. At least we got the Hulu account that you picked up, and you were on such a hype Saturday when we were on Los Amigos Play. Like, guys, I got Hulu. Check it out.
I couldn't help it. There's so many shows that I missed out on.
Okay, I know. I know. It's not. I'm not ragging on you. I'm not joshing on you. It's just literally like you were on such a fixation. It's your new neurodivergent fixation now. Like, I'm Huluing now. This is my thing. This is going to be my entire personality for the next 3 months until something better comes up.
Yeah, at least my hyperfixation it lasts a little longer.
No, you know what I mean. Is like
I know what you mean.
I'm not,
and I know exactly what you were trying to do. Like earlier, like it looks like you were trying to call me out on it with Jericho because I was I'm not that big of a Jericho fan these days. Although his song Judas really kicks. I'm sorry, but but it's a cool song.
I know it's a cool song, and so is his song "Painless" and "Enemy." Those are cool songs. I get it.
But man, he's such an asshole. He's such an asshole. And yet, people like him are worthy of such leeway when it comes to.
They're not worthy. Worthy?
Well,
you sure that's the right
I don't
phrase?
know what. Well, okay, I wouldn't say worthy of leeway, but they have more pull when it comes to their position in
They're
business.
privileged, to say. That is a privilege that they have. That they're allowed to have people still enjoy them despite them being a dick.
And I think the same goes for J.K. Rowling, unfortunately, and I hate saying it, but the fact is the Harry Potter movie franchise has really, really generated a huge profit for Warner Brothers over the years. And because of that, J.K. Rowling is at the point where she's untouchable.
I've got an opinion about J.K. Rowling, and I'm trying to take a minute over here.
It's okay. You can share your opinion. I'm just telling you, yes, you're right. These a-holes are a-holes, and they should not be in the positions they are in right now. But because they're so damn popular and they make so much money,
Look, she lives in a freaking castle. Literal castles.
Oh,
what in the absolute hell? She's got nothing to complain about for the rest of her life. Why does she have to stick her foot in her mouth every other day with trans people aren't this, women are actually that, penises are this, vaginas are that? What the hell, lady? Joanne K. Rowling, stick to writing. What the? I'm gonna put my opinion disclaimer one more time. What the fuck, JK? You don't have to be an asshole. You could be using your influence and your support and the money that you get from the gajillions in royalties that you're getting from this Hogwarts Legacy video game and from the Wizarding World franchise that she's made. She could be using it for something really, really good. Really, really good. Okay.
You know what I think it is?
What? What do you think it is?
Can I share a theory? Hear me.
I have a theory. It could be bunnies. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so actually, you know what? You might as well share the Bill Nye GIF. Consider the following.
Hold on. I don't have that GIF for anything else except for on Wrestle Rewind, but I can add it if you give me a minute.
Go ahead.
Did you want me to add it, Jose?
Yes, you have my
permission. Hold on.
Go ahead
I still haven't set to Tony Schiavone. My bad.
No, it's fine.
Hold on. Yes, we do GIFs, people. Yes, I am not sorry. But as Jose's asking you fine folks to do, consider the following.
J.K. Rowling, right now, she's at the point of her career where she has made such a huge profit, not just for the books that she's published, but also because of she also gets money from the movie franchise and all the video games that they produce in the name of Harry Potter. Everything she has made so much money, and she's at such a high level of popularity. She's at a point where she could go on social media and she could tweet about something that is completely that is homophobic or
transphobic,
so hateful or transphobic or anything that would get the people angry, and no one would still touch her. She could say something so hateful, and she could say something so hateful on social media, and the checks would still come in, and she wouldn't lose the lease off her. She wouldn't lose the lease off her giant castle. And to her to her benefit, it'll get, like, from her point of view, it'll still get people talking about her regardless. Like, to her, this is her idea of any publicity is good publicity because it gets us people talking about J.K. Rowling, much like how we're doing right now.
No, this is not good publicity. This is really, really crappy publicity, and it's not. And I don't believe this is a case of any publicity is good publicity. If it was, then people wouldn't be so adamant against her on this crap. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. This is not the case, but in her mind, it is.
Okay. Do you want to know what she could be doing? She could be taking a page out of one guy that I don't really talk about at all, but he's a guy that I have nothing but respect for because this is a dude who is who I think he doesn't get enough credit. But yeah, Jose, I'm pretty sure for you, that was Jose Casabona, and thank you for considering the following. But this one guy that I have nothing but respect for, of all people, Ashton Kutcher. All right? You see, Ashton Kutcher, back in 2012, he co-founded with his at-time spouse, Demi Moore, a nonprofit called Thorn. All right? Do you know what this company does?
What does the company do?
He actually advocates against... he advocates in the defense of children from sexual abuse. And what they do is that they actually develop technology and they develop apps and different programs to help in combating child abuse and child trafficking. And back in 2017, he actually appeared before Congress in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee in order to say, like, look, Thorn is a company that is working on developing technologies for helping track people, for helping develop tools for law enforcement for people that's non-invasive, that's Orwellian and all that crazy crap, but at the same time still help protect children from being harmed, because if they're gone missing or if they go or if they get kidnapped, they 9 times out of 10 go into like the sex trafficking world. And it is horrible, along with children who are held up in the world of foster care. And it's terrible, but the passion that this guy has and the drive that he has with this organization that he helped build is just astounding. And he doesn't get nearly enough credit, nearly enough press, nearly enough ink for that, as opposed to J.K. Rowling throwing up more bile and piss and vinegar every other day on her Twitter machine in her castle in Scotland. Have I mentioned she lives in a goddamn castle? She's so rich she lives in a castle now.
I don't know, Juan. I think you were very subtle when you mentioned that.
You think I was too subtle? Lives in a castle. Oh my god. But no, Ashton Kutcher, I don't think he gets enough credit for that at all. And he deserves it. Everyone just continues seeing him as Kelso from That 70s Show or the guy from Being Punk. Dude, Bert! That's all they see him as the quintessential goober of, comedies and TV shows and movies. This guy is actually a lot smarter and a lot more aware of himself and aware of shit than people give him credit for. And yet we have this sort of ignorance that comes out, and trying to circle this back to Justin Roiland, this sort of ignorance and this sort of inescapable ridiculousness is indefensible. Whereas same with Justin Roiland is the behavior, if this crap is true with with what's happened with his charge, is indefensible, is unforgivable, is unacceptable. Now, what kind of penalty could he be facing? Would there be jail time? Would there be fines? Definitely fines. They're probably looking for money. There's no bones about that. There's no denying that. But will there be jail time? It's looking that way. I don't know. I'm actually going to look up the official the official charge for it all, because I want to see what that could actually entail in terms of penalties. Give me a minute. I want to find the literal writing of it one more time. There's no trial. What do you mean no trial date? Stupid New York Times. The trial date is April 27th. Alcoholic mad scientist. And I just had it. All right, there we go. Felony counts. Okay. I'm actually gonna look them each up for California. Let me see here. Okay. Okay. California Penal Code, Section 273.5, corporal injury to spouse. Okay, that's to spouse. Accused of legal penalties, also known as a wobbler, which is filed by persecutor as a misdemeanor or felony offense. Your felony crime. If you're convicted of misdemeanor, let me see here. Your felony conviction can be increased if you have a prior conviction within the past 7 years for corporal punishment. Okay. Convicted of special abuse case, you will face up to 4 years in a California state prison and fined up to $6,000.
Oof.
And that's for the corporal abuse part of it. Felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violent, fraud, and or deceit. Let me see if that falls into the same thing. If convicted of a felony false imprisonment case, which normally means the crime included violence, fraud, menace, or deceit, then you are facing 16 months, 2 or 3 years in county jail, a fine up to $10,000. That's under California Penal Code 237 PC Penal Code. So, maximum. Let's see here. So that was over here of how many years in jail? Oh, God. Did I close it? Jesus, what's wrong with me? No, here it is. Okay, so $16,000 monetarily and 4 years. Either they might stack the two charges together and make it a maximum of 7 years, or have them served concurrently and give the maximum of 4 years in jail. $50,000 bail bond isn't an issue, but there's going to be punitive damages that would be involved in there as well, possibly. So who knows how high that could go. I don't know how much Justin Roiland makes, but it's not looking good. This is not looking good at all. And Lisa Boo is lurking and listening with hearts. Thank you. As far as I know, Reverie says, as far as I know, hate speech is a crime. You're right, but no one's had enough gumption or initiative to try to charge J.K. Rowling with it? And if you could, where would you charge her? Would you charge her in a UK court? Would she be charged in an American court? Which way? And it would have to be a large advocacy group trying to break that charge, and it would be a civil trial at that point. So, maybe. I'm not sure. That was just going back to what J.K. was saying about how trans people aren't the genders that they believe themselves to be, or rather that they identify as, is what I'm trying to say. My bad, not believe, because I don't mean to say that as if they believe it and that's not really true. That's her belief, and yeah, it's hard to argue against beliefs of people's, because beliefs, people are willing to kill and die and fight for their beliefs, but having an idea or having an understanding of people's individual human autonomy, that's still something that apparently, in the year of our Lord 2023, we still haven't grasped yet. Go friggin' figure. Thousands of years of human evolution, we're still acting like ungy bunky cavemen. You different mean you bad bunk. We just have evolved forward, in our bunks.
3 steps back.
Right. All right. Well, yeah. I guess we were asked by our chat officially, Jose, and you have officially confirmed us. We're gonna have to follow this trial. We're gonna have to see how this plays out. And in the meantime, as far as watching and or consuming Rick and Morty, Jose, yeah, no, Shelly, you're right. We're still effing apes. Yeah, that's why I went like ungy bungy cavemen bunk.
But yeah, no. Here's the thing. So, as far as that's concerned, here's the thing. I recommend you still watch Rick and Morty because the guys who worked on Rick and Morty.
It's not just Justin Roiland. There's also Dan Harmon and other people and animators.
There's other people in there too. I mean, for goodness sake, this one, Sarah Chalk from Scrubs. She's one of the voice actors in the show too.
Yeah, doesn't she play Beth?
I think so. Yes.
Oh God, you're right. I think she does. Hang on.
But anyhow, I recommend you still watch it. Like, watch it for the other actors. Watch it for the folks who worked hours and hours and days and weeks on putting the episodes together.
Yeah, weeks, months, people, all sorts of different artists and animators and folks just going off on it. Yeah. But no, we're not allowed to have nice things. We're going to be canceled because we're daring to say, oh, hey, maybe Rick and Morty should still be enjoyed by people. No, because you're the worst person. Like, I'm not supporting what this guy did. He's a jackass. Because if what he said and did was true, then yeah, he's a jackass. Yeah, she voices Beth.
Okay, then yeah. Listen, dude. Just continue to consume what you want to consume. Okay, man?
So long as you're not harming people and not being a dick over it.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a simple freaking practice, for goodness sake.
How simple is the practice, though? Because what if the person yelling at you is you? You know, it's like, okay, this is probably a worse example, but it's still a parallel example. I still like Chris Benoit's matches. I still like seeing the Canadian Crippler, the Rabid Wolverine, Chris Benoit in the ring, and I still love the amazing moments that he gave us. Right? Well, didn't he fight alongside Jericho against Triple H and Stone Cold when they were the two-man power trip?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Didn't they take the tag titles from the two-man power trip? Wasn't that also the time when Triple H busted his quad?
Yes. That was on the same Monday Night Raw. You and I went to see it in Tampa, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Wancho, I know where you're getting at with this. And this is the same Chris Benoit that put on some great stellar matches with a lot of wrestlers, where even MVP, one of the WWE wrestling managers right now, MVP even noted that Chris Benoit helped shape up his in-ring work during his early years in the company.
And yet, for anyone who knows who Chris Benoit is, he also brutally and tragically took the life of his wife Nancy, his child, and himself.
But we also know, Juancho, that the whole situation and the circumstances with Chris Benoit leading up to that is far more complicated than than the naysayers are making it out to be.
Yeah, no, I know, but still, it's crazy. It's still something
I would say when
it's wrong. Am I a horrible person for still loving Chris Benoit in his matches, even though I hate what he did at the end of his life?
No, you are not. Because guess what? That means that I would have to hate myself because I love Chris Benoit. Like Chris Benoit was to me that Eddie Guerrero is to you. Okay?
I know.
So listen. The best thing you can do is to continue to consume product as long as you're not doing any harm to anyone else. And if you just happen and when it comes to arguing with people on social media, because there's always going to be bigots no matter what, I would say just pick and choose your battles wisely. Just ask yourself, like, is this really worth it? Is it really worth me, wrapping my head and trying to argue with this nobody online, this nobody who I'm not going to meet in person at all.
True. Yeah, but then again, the difference is Chris Benoit isn't alive to answer for what he did. Justin Roiland is. And the thing is with Justin Roiland, his thing is still an allegation, it's an accusation, it's a charge, and it's a criminal charge. But he hasn't faced his day in court. And yeah, no, you're right, Jose. Folks are agreeing with you here. Lisa Boo, Shelley, they agree with you.
No, and I appreciate that, guys. And I appreciate that. No, I understand. But like you said, he's only been charged. Like, we have to wait and see what happens. But that should not put you off from watching Rick and Morty.
Or enjoying the content on there.
Exactly. Like, to give another example, like the whole shtick with, because we reported it earlier on our channel, the whole shtick with the original voice actress of Bayonetta and Platinum Games. You would think that would be the tipping point for Angel to just up and quit consuming product from Platinum Games.
Yeah, Helena Taylor. No, because if that were the case, we wouldn't be doing Bayonetta 3 as our current Let's Play right now. True. But then again, she left the franchise and there was this stupid money thing involved with her. That's not the same thing as a criminal charge against Helena Taylor. If she's over here saying like, oh, Platinum Games had offered me a unacceptable amount of money, and so I went to the office and slapped Shigeru Miyamoto, the head CEO of Nintendo, square in the mouth. And they are such horrible people for saying that I slapped him square in the mouth, even though I did that. Like, it's a freaking thing. Like, there's no criminal charge against Helena Taylor for what she did. She was just a lying asshole when it came to money and the contract negotiated out of it.
Okay, fair enough. You got me there. But my point still stands, Juancho. Don't sacrifice something that you like. Not yet. Right now, it is too damn early.
It's too early to tell?
Yes.
All right. Well, so I guess I appreciate the minor live counseling session from Dr. Jose. Okay, you know what? There we go. There's your next cosplay, Dr. Hugo Strange. There we go, from Batman's Rogues Gallery. You already have the sunglasses. You already have the beard. All you need is an evil lab coat. You do realize, Crusader, detective, that at the end of it all, every one of these heinous monsters in Arkham are your fault, Mr. Wayne.
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to do a lot of character research. Well, I already have plans to cosplay as Lex Luthor.
All right, but you'd have to get rid of your goatee. And I remember us talking about this because I was going to try to find you like a cheap little like costume ring that had a green gem on it. Like, call me Lex. I just keep a little insurance on me just in case. Like a ring with kryptonite on him. So, like, and we just have to get you a very nice white tie and a white vest as part of a 3-piece suit thing, right? I would have shown up earlier, but I had to get my power suit on. And instead of it being like a powered armor, it's just his business suit. Ha.
That would be fun.
You super dressed up, you super slicked out. That's your Lex Luthor. Perfect. You just have to shave your beard.
It's a work in progress. But I actually am about to say, personally, I'm thinking of wrapping up myself right now.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and give your closing thoughts, and you can plug away what we're doing tomorrow night.
Okay, so closing thoughts on this matter. Right now, as I said earlier, it is too damn early to call right now. At the moment, Justin. Okay, is it really messed up that Justin Roiland once again is involved in other shit?
Charged in this thing now. It's one step above.
Yeah, it's one step above. Yes, absolutely. It is really freaking messed up, and it is really hard to try and remain a fan of this guy. But at the same time, like I said, until he's convicted, it shouldn't, people on social media should not be jumping up and down like a bunch of crazy chimps and typing away the next meme or the next hateful message against this guy so early. And more to the point, in regard, much like Juan, I don't think anybody online should stop watching Rick and Morty just because this happened. I think that if you truly love the show, if you like the characters, and if you like the work that was put into the show, then yeah, keep watching it. Don't sacrifice something that you enjoy watching because of this. And those are my opinion, and that's my opinion on it. That being said, all right, so a couple of announcements to wrap up the month of January. Okay, so we will be continuing. Yeah, absolutely. We will be continuing Los Amigos Play this Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern with the continuation of Bayonetta 3. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be topsy-turvy. Oh, my goodness. That freaking giant Cheshire cat is still giving me nightmares. What the hell?
It's a demon Cheshire cat. What do you want out of it, Jose?
The teeth, man. The teeth. It's like looking at ugly Sonic up close. But yes, we will be continuing our Let's Play this Saturday at 5 p.m. Every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube and Twitch. It's going to be a lot of fun. And for tomorrow night's programming, Wrestle Rewind, which airs every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube and Twitch. We live stream Thursday nights, along with my reviews of WWE NXT, AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. I'll also be reviewing one of the farewell matches of the Great Muda's farewell.
This is the farewell match. This is his final match.
Farewell match. Yeah, from Pro Wrestling Noah, where he's going to be in a 6-man tag team match, teaming with the AEW TNT champion and the multi-time WCW World Champion, the Icon
Sting.
The Icon
Sting,
Jose. Oh, Juanjo, you know you like Sting.
I don't dislike Sting. I like Sting. I just like making fun of how you gush over him and how freaking everyone who announces him, they shout, "It's Sting!" We get it. Guys, relax.
He's awesome. He's the legend.
He's the icon. Get it right. He's the legend.
He's the icon. Yeah, no, definitely.
You said the TNT champion. He's not TNT champion. Darby Allin is TNT champion, hobo. You didn't mention Darby Allin's name.
Yes, I did.
No.
AWTT champion Darby Allin.
No, you didn't. You said the AWTNT champion and the former multi-time WCW champion, the Icon Sting.
My bad. That's my bad. Okay, yeah. I'll also be talking about him as well. And also, I will be discussing the main event of WWE's Monday Night Raw's 30th anniversary show, which aired on Monday.
I have a thought on there, Jose, so I'm going to bring that up later. I already told you about it, and we parsed it out the other day, and I'm not wrong. So we have to bring that part up too.
We will bring that. We will bring the part up, but the main event match I will be discussing is for the WWE United States Championship in a no disqualification match where the champion, Austin Theory, goes one-on-one against former WWE World Champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley.
The ending to that match was quite beastly, so we'll get to that. All right, Joseph.
We'll get to it when we get to it. But, folks, it has been great. Juan, thank you very much for having me on. I really do appreciate it. And folks watching, you have been great, and you've been very receptive in the live chat with everything that we've been discussing. You guys are awesome. My usual salutations. Please be a little more. Please be responsible and mindful of the news that you're getting, and remember that we're all human beings.
Exactly. All right. Thank you very much, Jose. You have a good night.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
And that was Jose Casabona, folks, the head of the Ravens flock. I'm going to wrap up over here, too. Yeah, you can tell that I've been conflicted over this whole thing with Justin Roiland. I've been torn up because I'm like, I want to keep liking the Rick and Morty series, but this friggin' idiot screwed it up. He just had to screw it up, and now there's everybody and their mother who's like, oh, I can do the Rick and Morty voices. Pickle Rick, pickle. Like, yes, and I am guilty of also, you know what? I'm going to freaking show people. I don't give a damn. I will show people. I am not above criticism because I am a boob when it comes to this stuff. Let's see. Crying out loud. And let me see here. Okay. Like I said, I am not above it. So, where is it? Where am I? Where did I put my thing? Yeah. Yes, I'm going to call myself out on my off of my own Twitter because I'm an idiot. I'm a boob. Here I am. Okay. So, this is how redonky I can be because, like I said, I'm a boob. Dear Adult Swim, I am available for work. Hit me up. Hashtag recast Rick and Morty. Hashtag Adult Swim. Yeah, I tried to be an opportunistic little dingleberry over it, little asshat over it, but I guess I'm literally just trying to work out my own. I'm trying to work out how I'm feeling about this, and I'm glad that I'm able to work it out with you folks live. And truthfully, I don't know where this is going to go. I'm going to keep watching. People are probably going to think I'm an asshole. Maybe I am. I'm not sure. But I will unequivocally renounce the son of a bitch himself. But I'm going to enjoy the product that was made in his time. Until such a time that it's proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that he is in fact the monster that he's been charged with being. Until then, I'm going to keep myself critical of him, but I'll do my best to continue enjoying the stuff that he made, because there were good memories and it was fun stuff, and I like my entertainment. It's messed up. It'd be like me never watching WWE again, even though Vince McMahon was removed. Yeah, now he's back and this guy's an idiot. Well, on the other hand, we kind of have to keep watching because it's part of our content. That being said, I'm glad that you guys are all very understanding. I'm glad that you guys are all real flexible and understanding of how I'm feeling on this crap. Because I cannot condone what he's done. However, this is innocent. We have to maintain innocence until proven guilty. We have to maintain the order of our criminal justice system. And on the day of his trial, once the trial is in and the verdict is in, if he is guilty, he's guilty. I can stand clear and renounce him and brush him off. Fuck this guy. If he's innocent, he's innocent. And it's a pain. And people might not like it if he's declared not guilty. but that's the law. And we have to maintain it. Yeah, this still feels like a gut punch. You're right, Shelly. Like, my gut is feeling bruised. I've got some cramping in my solar plexus right here. Because it was not just a gut punch, it was a gut punch that must be shit. It's like, it's the upward one, so it goes right up into the diaphragm. That's how that felt when all this came out. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Ah! Why would he screw it up like this? I don't know. But we'll get through it. And thankful that you guys are going to be along for the ride. At least I hope so. On at least in the next episode of our uncensored, uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. Thank you very much for watching this week's episode of The Black Files, hosted by me, Juan Arauz, as we cut into the dark underbelly of nerd and pop culture and cut to the truth of the matter, uncompromising with opinions and with the facts of the details, unerring, as we grant you access live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Twitch. Hit the subscribe or the follow button. Ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content. Become an inner flocker by hitting the join button. If you folks are so kind, we've appreciated all the support that we've been getting, but we really could use your help, especially with what happened with my car. I want to try to get it fixed as fast as I can. Until next time, folks, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock. Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, Twitch.tv/TheRavensFlockOnline, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock. For Jose Casabona, I am Juan Arauz. This has been another episode of the Black Files. Thank you all very much for understanding, and we are